That's set too heavy. Right. Let's look at the new schedule here. Okay. The Hungarian Grand. Let's look at F1 26. Yeah, let's look at the bullshit. Right. Oh. Let's see.
The FA have been pioneers for motorsport for the last 120 years. We continuously embrace change, and we have to perform change quite periodically. We need to improve safety. That is a continuous process. We need to follow societal trends for technology, which is what we're trying to do, and we need to make racing always more exciting, and all of these things make it necessary to change regulations on a periodic basis. This is why we're changing the regulations for 2026. A significant part of these regulations is always thinking about the fan and the people who watch motorsport. We believe we made a step towards closer racing in 2022. There's also things we got wrong. We are trying to get it completely right now. We believe the racing will be much more exciting and much closer between cars. We expect cars to be still very challenging to drive for the drivers. There will be a bit less downforce on the cars. There will be a few more things to look after for the drivers, and hopefully that, together with the closer racing, will make it always keep it a drivers' championship and a big challenge for these very intelligent and talented individuals. The cars will have quite a visual difference to current cars. They will be a bit smaller in dimensions. We're trying to make what we call a nimble car. This is cars that are small in all dimensions, also a bit lighter. They will have some visual cues. The front wings, the tires will be different, the rear wings. Regulations are a team effort in the FA. There's a few people who work on them pretty full time. We've got a technical director, we've got a lot of people specializing in key areas: safety, mechanical, suspension, aerodynamics. All of these people work together, and we have frequent meetings in the FA. But additionally, we have meetings with the stakeholders, with the teams or the PU manufacturers, in order to discuss them, and we have periodic meetings with them. But we additionally ask the teams to do simulations for us, both on the aerodynamics, on the simulator. We've had drivers drive cars on the simulator to see if certain aspects of the cars are stable and they're not dangerous. So all of these inputs and feedback we've had from these people and drivers and teams has been fundamental for us to create these regulations. It's not only the Formula One teams that have been involved in these rules. We've had discussions with the car manufacturers all the way to the very top of their leadership. It is our objective to keep Formula One an area of innovation, an area of relevance to the road car. And for that reason, when we incorporate certain technologies in Formula One, we want to make sure that they are relevant for the car manufacturers. So there's been an input primarily on the power unit in the early stages of these discussions. It is very important for us, as well as a sport, to make sure that Formula One is an area of innovation and of what we call road relevance. The new power unit regulations, for example, they increase electrification, which is a reflection of what's happening in society. They're going towards sustainable fuels, which is what has to happen in society at a much faster rate over the next decades. So we want to keep it all extremely relevant and a hub for innovation.
So the 2026 car, in terms of overall dimension, will be 1.9 meter in width compared to the 2 meter we currently have. That is visibly the biggest change. So decisions were made a year or so ago, a bit less than a year, to go for what
bikes
is
are
also
smaller.
called a nimble car, so slightly smaller car, less downforce, but with a big focus on less drag. The DRS in itself on the rear wing will not be used to allow or facilitate overtaking anymore. It will be used by default on every straight line by every car to just drop your drag level on the straight line, and because this comes along some strong benefit for then energy consumption, but also having higher top speed allows you to recover more when you are braking and on the straight line. Overtaking remains also a very important parameter for F1 and for the future and new regulation. It's going to be tackled in two manners. The first one is continue to have an aero concept for the car, which reduces the losses generated by a car, which are negatively impacting the following car, because to be able to overtake you need to be close to the car ahead of you, and if you can't follow in a corner because it's generating so much dirty air that your car gets unstable and you need to pull away, then the moment you are on the straight line you need to recover all that loss. So it's very important for us that you can kind of reasonably follow another car in cornering situation, and to do that we need to make sure from the aero concept that the, let's say, amount of dirty air being generated is not impacting too much the following car.
Well, we
That's
all know
number
that
one.
front.
So you enter
inlet's
the
fucking
straight,
gone straight away.
the car is fairly close to the other to help the overtaking, since now both cars will have rear wing open and front wing flap open. We are going to allow to the car behind to deploy more ERS, or electrical energy, for a given portion of time during that precise lap. So right now with the DRS you are behind the car and within a second, ticks a box, you are allowed to open your DRS on a straight line. This will not be the case anymore. The logic will be the same. I'm close enough to another car, I am given an extra amount of energy for that one lap, which I can deploy the way I want. The extra amount of energy is defined, and that will give that boost of energy to eventually give the following car a chance to overtake by the end of the straight line.
Okay, so you get an energy boost along the way from the ERS, as well
The main
as
goals of the
infinite
2026 aero
DRS.
rules is really to
and
focus on
X, but they just call
the
it X
re-establishing
mode or
the
Y
following car
mode.
performance. We really want great racing, so we want to ensure that the cars can race closely. So it's an opportunity for us to reset the baseline level of the cars so they can race together, but also to make sure that the aerodynamics package is closely working with the power unit. Clearly the power unit has different characteristics, a greater electrical component, and that means that as the heart of the car we really need to make sure that the aerodynamics complement that power unit. If you were to drop the 2026 power unit into a current car, the drag level, so the energy required to pull the car through the air, is quite high, and that really wouldn't be very well aligned with the characteristics of the power unit. Well, one of the main changes for 2026 aerodynamically is that the bulk of the drag of the car, the aerodynamic drag, comes from the rear wing. So in order to reduce the overall drag, we have an active element on the rear wing, very akin to the DRS system that we currently have, although we have a slightly more elaborate system. We have more moving elements, and they move to a greater degree.
This is interesting.
And as soon as you have a rear wing that moves, from our simulation work with the teams and with drivers,
yeah,
it was
and that
pretty
the
clear
sim
that you
work
need
isn't
to have an
always
active front wing
doesn't
to
always
match
work.
the balance characteristics. There's certain conditions where the drivers didn't feel comfortable with a car which had an enormously forward aero balance, so lots of downforce on the front and not much downforce on the rear. So that led us towards the need to having an active front wing as well as an active rear wing. The difference between the DRS on the current car and the plans for the 2026 car really comes down to the way that we use the devices around the lap. Typically DRS is an overtaking aid, and you would tend to grant DRS when you're within 1 second of a lead car. The difference with the 2026 car is that we'll be giving the cars the ability on their own to switch between these high downforce and low drag modes. So at various points around the lap, the driver will be able to switch into a low drag mode to give them the performance down straights where they're not grip limited. And at a certain point around the lap, you approach the braking zone, you'll then switch back to your high downforce mode. This is an active system that's controlled by the driver, although he'll get a trigger in the same way that he does get a trigger now to say when he can activate the system, and it will be fully driver controlled, and then it would switch back either under driver control or by a brake pressure. Certainly the aim for these regulations is to ensure a fantastic racing spectacle. So we've been really focusing on making sure the cars can race closely. The active aerodynamics is a part of that.
And so really the active brake is what they're saying.
The power unit. And as a group we're very excited with the prospect of seeing the cars, how the cars emerge, how the racing is. We know what we think the cars might look like, but that will almost certainly be different to what actually comes out to some degree from the teams after their development cycles. So that's a really exciting period.
So lower and faster then?
Regulation writing phase.
I don't know if you... Okay, let's look more, man. We did dive in. We've got plenty. How long is this for? How long is this video for?
When we had meetings with the CEO of all
with the CEO,
5 main engine manufacturers, which were Renault, Ferrari, Mercedes, joined by Audi and Ford. The goal of those discussions was to decide all together what would be the main goal of those new regulations. Okay. The outcome of those never-ending discussions were 3 points. They wanted to have a cost which was controlled and reduced drastically compared to what they were spending today.
What's up? Are you okay? Yeah. We're doing just an update from the FIA. It's my race engineer over there, Mrs. Cole, in case you didn't know that. She's not a real race engineer, she's just my missus, but that's what we call her. So she always looks to come in and interrupt my streams, or the work as it happens, to make sure I'm working. This is what she said to me. She says, "You're going to work the same hours I have if that's going to be the thing." Huh? You're recording? Yeah, we're streaming all day. The stream stays on all day today. That's what you said. Remember? That's what you said. Alright, she says, keep going. She says, keep fucking trucking the roll. Right, anyway, back to it. F1 future technical regulator. I would love to get a copy of them.
That was the point number 1. They wanted to have sustainability as the main topic.
I'd love to get a copy
of these new regulations. And they also wanted to have the ERS, the electrical engine, being the focus of the development. For sustainability, they all wanted to put the focus on the electric engine, while the combustion engine needed to remain, but
let's
being fed with fully sustainable.
Can we go back a little bit? Yeah. That's the old car. See, look, the new car is different back here. Look where the wheel is on the old car compared to where the wheel is on the new one. It's so much further forward. Look, and just notice if that's the front, so it's not near the front. It's just a shorter wheelbase at the back more than it is at the front. See, and the nose cone is about. It's not really the back that's longer, it's the front that's shorter. See how big the barge boards are? These barge boards are going to get fucked up. You know that for a fact. Anyway, let's carry on.
In order to help the newcomers, we also wanted to make sure that we wouldn't give too much of an advantage to the current teams with all the experience they gained in the last 8 years. And therefore we had to remove the MGOH to to have a fair, open fight with everybody in 26. From an expected 540 kilowatt combustion engine and 120 kilowatt MGUK today, we moved to a 400 kilowatt combustion engine for 26 and 350 kilowatt electrical engine. The way to achieve this change in performance was by reducing the fuel flow on the combustion engine, as I said, and to increase the battery size and the size of the electrical engine on the ERS. Thanks to a much bigger electrical engine in 26, we'll be able to harvest much more energy in the braking phase.
Really?
And then use that energy for the next acceleration. The thing I'm the most proud of with those regulations is that they have been issued now and that we were able, with 6 engine manufacturers, FOM and the FIA, to reach a global agreement on all those articles. That was a big challenge, took us a while, but I mean we did it all together.
Right, yeah, and they were all, as soon as they left your office, it was like, fucking great!
We're always looking at ways of
improving
them all. Safety. This car's no different. We looked at the current car and we identified a number of areas where we felt we could improve. The front impact structure is one of the areas that we're looking to improve on. In the past, we've had a number of cases where the front impact structure has been knocked off by a glancing blow, leaving the car unprotected for any subsequent collisions. So what we're looking at for 2026 is a front impact structure that acts in 2 stages. In the case of a glancing blow, it would break off approximately halfway down and leave a significant amount of impact absorbing structure left attached to the chassis. For the development of this, we've had the involvement of 4 of the Formula 1 teams who have helped us make the analysis and with the experimentation. Side intrusion is an important aspect of safety. It's been developed over many years, many times in reaction to incidents that have happened on circuit. For 2026, we've gone back and reviewed all the specifications of the intrusion on the chassis and redefined them. But the roll hoop is another significant safety feature on the car.
Okay, new.
After the incident in Silverstone in 2022,
oh yeah, I remember that one.
We reviewed the loads which were used to test the roll hoop.
Yeah. We
increased these loads for the 2024 season, but for 2026 we're making an additional increase in those loads. I think the part of these regulations that I'm most proud of is the nimble cars concept, a smaller, lighter car with no compromises to the safety.
Any new era in Formula 1 brings excitement and anticipation.
It is exciting, really.
Can't wait to find out
the teams now are actually
who will
working
be
on
most
their
competitive,
2026
how close the racing will be, how exciting everything will turn out. The solutions that each team will technically introduce to around these regulations. So all of that makes me eager to wait to fast forward until 26. I can't wait to see how these cars will perform in a couple of years' time.
109 today. We are 109. 109. So we're just going to sit here and wait until like 7 PM tonight and see what we're at then afterwards. Right, so that's the regs. Right, that's the regs. Okay, so very, very interesting stuff. Okay, but we didn't want to see any of that. That's just a byproduct of what the season is going to look like. Network map, what is that? Comprised of 245 motoring and motorsport club members in 149 different countries around the world. The FIA is a unique position to facilitate communication and exchange of ideas among 80 million members. Really steady. Steady, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for next year's schedule. I'm sure I saw it. Let's search. Search F1 26 calendar. let's see. Maybe it was F1 26. Okay, let's see. Documents. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Ooh, look, okay, this is from... These are all the technical regs. Financial regulations, sporting regulations, technical regulations. Should we look at some? Let's see what we can and can't do. Publications. Let's look at publications. Not documents. Right, okay, let's see. The General Assembly newsletter. It would be auto number 31. Where would it be? The family. It would be what competition? It would be the F1 World Championship seasons. Right, 2026 season. I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The 2026 calendar. Here we go. Let's have a look at what it is. So,
movies at 4.
For today.
Fantastic Four.
That's what you want to watch.
The kids want to watch it.
At 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m. watch Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we can do, yeah, if you want. Right, okay, so streams off at 3. Streams off at 3. Right, okay, so it's not necessarily this. I want the actual testing schedule as well. They have an actual document for it, don't they? Oh shit. Right. So it starts in March. Now let's look up. Doesn't it have something a bit better? Wait a minute. What's that read more here? Oh, that's just saying. Okay. Right, so let's see. Let's see what the current schedule is and see what is different. Right? 2026 sport. The sport is the right, okay, we want to look at this year's calendar, don't we? Events, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Right, okay. So, okay, so it does start earlier this year then. So they get less of a break now. Okay, so we're here, aren't we? Right, so let's look. Let's look at the, which one is which, right? So, is it the same order? So, Australia, China, Japan, yes. Bahrain, yes. Saudi Arabia, yes. Miami, yes. Emilia Romagna. Imola is in May. Right, so Imola is basically replacing... Oh, that's different. That's way different. Okay, so... so the 26th calendar has Canada instead of Emilia Romagna. Okay. For race 8. And then Monaco. Yeah, Monaco. Which later in the year too. and then Barcelona, Catalonia, yeah, then Austria. See the 26 calendar. Spain. We do have the Canadian Grand Prix, but we just have it later in the year, so it's June. So it's later in the year next season. Sorry, this season it's later in the year, but the 26 it's going to be earlier in the year. It'll be race 7, so it'll be in the middle of May. So then it's the Red Bull Ring, yeah. Then the British Grand Prix. What week is that? July 6th. Yeah, it'll be a little bit earlier, a few days earlier. That's that weekend. Then it's Spa again. 26 is Spa. Then Hungary. Then the Netherlands, Zandvoort. Then Monza. Okay. 26 we're having the Spain, the new Spanish Madrid Grand Prix. The same weekend we would normally be doing Baku. No, sorry. Oh no, I'm lost now. Let's start again from Spa. Right, so Spa is race 12. 13 is Hungaroring. Right, then the Netherlands, then Monza, then Baku is being replaced next year with Spain, but we're still doing Baku the race after, which is where we would normally be in Singapore this year, and then Singapore's being pushed back, and then USA, Mexico, Sao Paulo, Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. Okay, so that's the same. So there are some changes in the calendar from this year. The big change is it starts earlier, a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier almost, 10 days earlier, if you're going to be precise about it, right? So then China is 2 weeks early, so the middle of March, and then so March will have 3 races in March, where last year when you had 2. April there's 3 this year. Right, so then now there's 2, so up to Saudi Arabia. So all them are the same, except apart from where they are in the year for 26. That's interesting, right? So then we've got Miami and then Canada, so that actually does make more sense, but there's a huge gap in between the time as well. Look, it's like 2 weeks there, so it's almost like a mid-season refresh for the teams. So they'll finish in. We're having an earthquake. dying. Oh dear, did I catch all that? Oh yeah, I did, huh? Oh shit. Yeah, that was an earthquake right there. Earthquakes in California, man! Fucking hell. I'm out. I'm up. If there's an earthquake, everybody, I'm up and fucking out of here. Earthquake at 9:30 in the morning. Great. Anyway, back to it. Where was we? Where was we? The calendar. The F1 calendar for next year. Yep, I don't know what the fuck fell off. Coming back after the earthquake. Right, okay, so the first 5 races, essentially, I think, are back. Are being done earlier. Shanghai's 10 days earlier. Japan is now later. Oh no, earlier. Japan's earlier. Bahrain is about the same time. So by Bahrain we're on track again. Saudi Arabia is around the same time. Same date. Miami Miami's May 4th. Yeah, so Miami's the same weekend. Canada, which would be in this one Emilia Romagna, replacing it, but it's not even on the same weekend. It could have been done a week earlier. So there's a 2-week, 3-week gap here in May, right? And then to Canada in May 24th, which is where Monaco was this year, right? And then Monaco is on June, so that's out of sync as well. So Monaco's earlier in the year, and then June 1st would be Spain, so Spain's 2 weeks earlier. Silverstone's earlier. Well, no, Silverstone's the same weekend, and then Belgium's the same, 10 days earlier. Hungary's 10 days earlier. August 31st, yeah, that's 10 days earlier for sure, 11 days earlier. Monza is the same weekend, and then Baku is a few days earlier because we've got to fit in Spain, right? And then Azerbaijan, October 5th would be Singapore, so that's later in the year. And then October, okay, USA is about the same weekend or the same week. Mexico is about the same week, but later because of Spain being added, right? And then November into August, start of the year, same weekend. Vegas is the same weekend. Qatar and Dubai are around the same time as well. Okay, so it's just a bit of a change from this year. Yeah, so there are some differences. So Emilia Romagna's gone, but we then have that instead we'll have Canada. So it's like 2 races, so 2 Asia races, 2 Saudi Arabia, Bahrain races, 2 America races, 2 European races, 3 European races, 4 with England. Then it's down to the European league. So you got all those wonky ones out first, kind of like this season, the 25 season, except Emilia Romagna would normally start the European leg, whereas this time it's Monaco. That makes sense. So now we're currently halfway through the season, aren't we? This being with Belgium, so we should have 12 races left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 races in here. 10 races. We'll have we'll have 24, because we've got the 2 Spanish ones. So then we've got another lot of. So actually, when it goes to European leagues, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really, with Azerbaijan, and then I'm back onto the US. So it's Singapore. That's not that far away. That's maybe no, that's not true. So that's over in Asia, right? Then Austin, Mexico, Sao Paulo, then back to Vegas. You know what I mean? So then there's 4 races in the Americas. Then back to Bahrain area, the Middle East, for the last 2. So they actually get 4 races themselves, don't they? They get Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar, and Singapore. I think is it closer to? No. So the Asia only get 1, 2, 3. So we need another thingy race then, don't we? So that's the 2026 season. But what I was looking for the other day, the press release of this, was the 24 races with the final the end of December, start of December 26. Ramadan will be throughout February and March, meaning Bahrain and Saudi Grand Prix will once again be in hell. Okay, because of a religious belief. What does a religious belief got to do with anything? That's funny, huh? That's because it's Ben Said. So those 2, that's why they did it, because those 2 races. So Bahrain on April 10th. When is Ramadan over? Ramadan 2026. February through March 19th. March 19th. So they could have Japan. So that's a lot of bollocks. You could not do Suzuki, Japan. And when did we have Japan this year? 3rd again. What about Japan somewhere else? And they pulled it to. And the thing is, that's been pulled forward. You could push back the Chinese Grand Prix. Oh no, because it's a weekend, ain't it? So yeah, it's nice that they thought of all the Asian drivers or all the Muslim drivers. So, I don't know what racing's got to do with that. It's a bit fucking judgy, ain't it? You know what I mean? Like, what a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Anyway. Alright. Anyway, right, so well, the 2026 calendar is further improved. Geographical flow of race includes Canada now following Miami in an earlier slot from 24th of May, delivering significant freight efficiencies, and some equipment can be moved directly from one and the other because they're on the same, it's not that far away. This creates a consolidated European leg of the season across the summer months, beginning in Monaco, like I said, from June 5th to 7th here, and finishing in Spain, where Madrid will make its Formula 1 calendar debut from 11 to the 13th of September. The championship then returns to Asia with Azerbaijan, and so Azerbaijan is in Asia then. Yeah, so then 2 Asia races, 4 LA, 4 Southern City, and then back to Saudi Arabia to close out the season. Next year's Formula 1 marks a significant new chapter in our sport. New races, new teams, a new arrival of manufacturers, all ushering a new era of innovation and competition. With 24 Grand Prix across 5 continents, the season truly reflects the global nature of our community. Steady. Can I have some race engineer? Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's all because of that. Yeah. But they're doing 3 lots of testing as well. That's the thing, is what it's not looking for. Testing. Let's see. No. Let's see what else we can find out. Calendar reveal. Oh, the Formula 2 is more races too. 28 races. There's not that many of them really. They test in Abu Dhabi, so that starts earlier too. Documents. Here we go. Okay. C section, technical regs. Let's see. Oh, it's an actual. Let's take a look. Okay, so what is this one about? Unchained, improved by the sea. Oh, okay. Rear body work. Oh yeah, look at this. These are all the measurements. Oh, here we go. They're changing the regs here, look. In pink. There's a lot of pink here. Pink sheets. The nose, driver cooling. Okay, so FUSI, I don't know what some of these are. Front scoop inlet, except for minimal incidental leakage or air which enters the front scoop inlet must exit the front scoop outlet. Front scoop outlets must lie in its entirety rearward of XW equals 100 and above the ZW equals -50. Yep, I know what that is. Go. How crazy is that? Okay, that's one of the sheets. Okay, sporting regulations. Look, it's got them all there, look. Financial sporting regulations. Power unit. Breaches, sanctions, power units. Power unit manufacturer shutdown period. Oh wow, that really gets into it, don't it? I think that's worth giving to the AI, ain't it? I think that's definitely worth giving to the AI. Yeah. Does it give you any pictures, I wonder? In case of any alleged... Bobby, can I have more coffee, please? Can I have some more coffee, please? Power unit. Oh look, ice and INC in placement of PU element and sealer perimeter. .16. If a driver is replaced at any time during the championship, his replacement will be deemed to be the original driver for purposes assessing power unit usage. Power 5, okay. PU manufacturer shutdown periods, okay. For a period in the 2020 who have homologated power units for that season. The second, okay, so the first period of 14 consecutive calendar days during the months of July and August. If two consecutive events during this period are separated by only 17 days, a shutdown period of 13 consecutive days must be observed. Okay, so does it say when? Didn't say what days, does he? First period of 14 consecutive days during the months of July and August. Alright, July and August. Where will they be, July and August? Monaco. No? The press release, the calendar. Calendar. No. Calendar. Can we keep going backwards? I think we can, can't we? Calendar. Here we go. We'll be in July and or August if two consecutive events. Okay, so July and August, right? July and August, right? So they would probably do it after Hungary, wouldn't they? Yeah, so there's not 17 consecutive days. Yeah, there's only one race in August, so it'd be August. No, it wouldn't be here either, would it? There's a month here after Hungary, so they would have to shut down for 2 weeks after Hungary, right? And then a secondary one. Oh, okay. 9 consecutive calendar days starting on the 24th of December. Thank you. Alright. Oh, it really gets into it. Power bench testing restrictions. 2.2, a single cylinder dynamometer. These are the tech regs. We should give this to the AI. Oh, here we go. Now, what does the P? Okay, this is new. This is. Let's give this to the. Oops. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. FIA closes off backdoor route to obtain rivals F1 engine secrets. Right, okay. Oh, okay, so it stops them sharing information about... Oh, that's crazy. The AI knows, right? The AI knows its fucking job is what the fucking deal is. Right here, down here somewhere, that's it, up here. You can still see my feet. I'm just taking a break away from racing for a second. Okay, this is good. Right, will it say... Does it say anything about testing? So we do have both schedules up here, so let's find it. F126 members and affiliations, renders gallery. I wonder if the AI could. I wonder if my little bit of AI could take this car and save the image as. Let's get a little bit of fun here. Yeah, we're going to save that. Let's see. Make this car a Ferrari. Let's see. Let's see what it can do first. This is how I generate my thumbnails. Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's look at that. Okay, that looks fucking good. Oh, it's kind of like a Ferrari, ain't it? That's what it could look like with a bit of AI help. We're going to download that, I think. Now making a Red Bull. Now make it a Red Bull. Oh shit, it did it as well. Alright, this is what the AI is telling us. What about a Mercedes? What about a Mercedes F1 car? Oh, that looks cool. Wow, it's actually almost rendering it out too. Like, that looks fucking good. Right. Aston Martin. What is the AI? It should be training up the AI at the moment to make it done learn. Oh shit, okay. That looks good. That looks alright. Let's try a different picture now. Let's save image as car render number 9, yes. Right, now we're going to do another one here. Right, okay. Ferrari style car. Whoa, okay, wow, let's look at that. That looks fucking great. Right. Let's look at some other pictures here. This one looks great as well. Okay, so we've got a couple like that. What about this one? I'm going to save that image as render 4. Okay. Drag that and drop into Gemini. Mercedes. Let's see what it'll do from the front. Shit. No, that looks great. That actually looks pretty good. That is interesting, very interesting. We'll save that one. We'll save that to the desktop. Well, it's on the download list anyway. Okay. This one looks better. This is a better. Save image as render 5. Render 5. Drop. Red Bull. That looks like a Patronus sign. Okay, now it's kind of going a bit squirrely now. Okay, well that's that. So we're gonna have a bit of fun with that later. But yeah, that's the. I need to download all these and do some renderings, don't I? What else we got to look at today? We looked at the regulations. We noticed the 26 car is also pushing the winglets forward too. Right, okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Let's go back to. Okay, don't need that. To watching. Hey, yeah, we had an earthquake, everybody. So, but now we're okay. And 2 races. Okay, 2 races.